I've had a few dreams in regards to Beyonce over the years. I think I have pretty much shared the majority of the dreams that I've had about her. But what's interesting is there's a total of three dreams that I want to share today. But two of the dreams I actually had recently. And I thought it was weird that I would be dreaming about her because I don't watch anything pertaining to Beyonce. So I was like, okay, let me record this, see what's going on. But there was one dream in particular that I had on June 4th this year that has been kind of nudging me. So I want to go ahead and just share it with y'all. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the most, let me see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to save the most recent one I had last. Hey, Angela, God bless you. So this first dream that I'm gonna share, I actually had this dream on Valentine's Day, which is pretty ironic. It was February 14th of 2023. And I dreamt that I saw Jay-Z and Blue Ivy. Jay-Z was saying how he liked women or girls that would, what's the word? Because I know YouTube will kind of flag your channel if you say certain words. If you unalive people. So let me say that again. Jay-Z was saying how he liked women or girls that would unalive people for him. And he kept stressing this. The scene changed and Blue Ivy was depicted as a little girl. And I was walking her to the car and she said something about I got 114 pieces of candy to hurt somebody. And I remember I helped her in the car and she started crying. And I bent down and I told her not to hurt anybody because that's not who she is. And I kept pleading with her and she said, okay. Now, again, what I do not follow Beyonce whatsoever. So it was very odd to me that I would dream this. And like I said, I dreamt this on February 14th of 2023. Fast forward. This year, May 17th, again, I don't know why I dreamt this, okay? Dreamt that I saw Jay-Z and it was made known that Jay-Z and Beyonce were no longer together. I saw Jay-Z and Rihanna kissing each other, but it was weird. It was like they were eating off of each other's lips. It was, I don't know why I dreamt that, but it was very weird how it was shown that way. But that's what I saw. And I woke up from it and I was like, that's weird. Why would I see that? But I just went ahead, wrote the dream down. I'm like, okay. Now, the most recent dream that really has been tugging at me, I had this dream on June 4th. And I'm going to kind of walk y'all through how I feel the Lord has been kind of helping me understand what he's showing me here. So on June 4th, I dreamt that I was in this room and there were a lot of people in this room. And all of a sudden, I heard something. It was like somebody was personally speaking in my ear, but I couldn't see anybody. Sometimes I do have these type of encounters in my dreams, or if I'm experiencing a vision, I will hear a voice talking to me and helping me understand this is what you're seeing. This is what I need you to pay attention to. And I know that it's the Lord. Okay. But I just want y'all to understand, like, I'm hearing this voice. I don't see anybody, but I believe it was, the Holy Spirit, like speaking to me to help me understand what I needed to understand. Okay. So I'm in this room. All of a sudden I hear this voice and it's saying to me, queen bees, something about queen bees and how they don't come out often. As soon as I heard that spoken, I see Beyonce walk into the room. Okay. And she's talking to this guy. I don't know who this guy was, but she directly went to him and started talking to him. Now, what was strange was this whole time before Beyonce walked in the room, there were a lot of people in this room. But when Beyonce walked in, everybody scattered. It was like the only people that were in this room was the guy that she was talking to, myself, and this little boy. This little boy's face, it's hard to describe. His face looked like he looked like he was maybe 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. But his face looked like he was a grown man. Like he looked very old for his age. And he looked like somebody that had gone through a lot, and it was weighing on his face. Okay. So as I'm seeing Beyonce walk in the room, immediately I'm getting revelation in my spirit in the dream. That is why I heard what I heard about queen bees and how they don't come out often, because it was helping me understand you need to make the correlation with queen bees to Beyonce, because Beyonce is referred to as the queen bee. Okay. So that was the revelation that was given to me in the dream. So as I'm given this revelation, now I'm starting to hear Beyonce singing. And she just started singing these different songs, and it was like becoming very annoying to me, like to the point where my spirit couldn't take it. And I just knew I needed to hurry up and leave. It was just something about the vibe. I could not be there. So I started planning a way of escape. And this little boy knew that I was about to leave, and he kept pleading with me, please take me with you. Please take me with you. But I knew I could not take him with me. I don't know why, but he couldn't go with me. And so as I started to plot my escape, it then showed me going into these different, it seemed like it was like a different courses I had to go through. Like there would be doors that would have like an automatic shut feature. So if you didn't move fast before the door automatically shut, you would be trapped. And it was like a maze that I had to go through to just keep going out through each door, because if I didn't hurry through each door, I was going to be trapped. It seemed like this went on forever. And the way it was set up, it was like it wasn't just your typical doors you had to go through. These were like iron type doors where you couldn't manually open it. Like if you was going to get out, you had to be really fast and quick. And so it literally showed me like going through this maze where I had to keep going through each door, each door, each door to finally get out. And finally, I was able to get out. And as soon as I got out, I woke up. Here's what I'm feeling from this. So when I woke up from this, I remember what was told to me in the dream. I remember hearing queen bees, right? And then I made the connection. This is referring to Beyonce because she is known as the queen bee. What was very fascinating is what I started finding out in regards to queen bees. The queen bee is considered the mother of the honeybee hive, and her role is vital to the colony's survival. The queen bee's responsibility is to lay over 1,000 eggs each day, to regulate the colony by secreting pheromones or a chemical scent that keeps the colony working together, and to prevent worker bees from trying to lay eggs. Queen bees live an average of 2 to 3 years, but they have been known to live 5 years. When it comes to the role of the queen bee, it is vital for the colony to have a queen. Not only that, it is important that the colony has a good queen bee. A colony of bees has its own reasons for rejecting a current queen. There are several reasons as to why a queen bee can become dethroned. Some of those reasons include the queen bee's egg laying rates are falling, her pheromones have diminished, or she is damaged. When the queen bee is slated for death, the worker bees will surround her and begin to sting. They will pile on top of one another and surround the queen bee inside a mass of bees, which is often called the balling of the queen. What's also very fascinating about queen bees is that there can only be one queen in a beehive. So if there is another queen that ends up in this same beehive, there are a couple of things that will take place. Either the worker bees will kill the old queen bee, or the two queens will fight to the death. When I had this dream, it was very clear to me that there was a correlation being made between the queen bee and between Beyonce, who is also referred to as the queen bee. In the dream, when I saw Beyonce, I was thinking to myself, she never comes out. So I was shocked to see her. And now I understand why I was surprised to see her, because she doesn't come out a lot. You don't usually see her making a lot of appearances. And that connection was being made in the dream to again help me understand the role of the queen bee. The queen bee, as stated before, they do not leave their hive often at all. While reflecting on this dream, I really believe God was saying something to me about why he was showing me Beyonce and why he emphasized queen bees to me. I believe that what was being shown is that there is coming a time very soon where Beyonce is going to be dethroned. She has been a queen figure when you look at Hollywood, when you look at celebrity status, when you look at the music industry. She has been upheld as a queen for a very long time, even to the point where not only are people idolizing her, but people worship her as a god. And I believe that for the connection of queen bees to be made to me in this dream, it's letting me know that this is exactly what is about to happen to Beyonce. Another thing that I would like to emphasize when it comes to queen bees is that I told you all when it comes to a beehive, there can only be one queen. And if another queen enters into a beehive, either the old queen bee will be removed or they will fight it out. And what's very fascinating with this situation is there has been many rumors of many women over the years who have either been blackballed or who have had their careers kind of like just diminished because no one can excel Beyonce. No one can really get to the level that Beyonce is at. It's almost as if there is a understanding within the music sector that there are certain things that are allowed when it comes to how far a female artist can go. And so just looking at the fact that these have been rumors regarding this over the years, it truly speaks to the characteristics of the actual queen bee. I told you all in the dream that I was feeling very annoyed when I was hearing Beyonce constantly just singing different songs, and I didn't understand why this was annoying me as bad as it was. I found this video, and it basically talks about how the queen bees actually sing. I want y'all to take a look at this quick video. It's very fascinating.
It's young queen bee. It was born probably yesterday, and this colony is swarming. The young queen bees from swarming colonies, they sing like this. So the queen is gonna stop and start singing now. See how the queen is moving the wings when it stops and sings.
Isn't that very interesting to see how these queen bees actually do sing? That is part of their role in identifying themselves within the colony that they are the queen bee. And so when you hear how this queen bee sounds when it sings, it's not something that you would be able to tolerate, a lot because it can be annoying to hear that type of sound, which makes sense as to why in the dream I was very annoyed by listening to her sing. Again, it was making the correlation throughout this dream that what I needed to pay attention to was whatever the role is, whatever happens to the queen bee, There is a correlation being made when it comes to Beyonce. And even when you see in this picture, she is wearing a outfit that mimics her being a queen bee. To break this down a little further, again, when you look at a bee colony, look at it from the standpoint now, if we are to apply it to Beyonce, understand that the colony, if you are to define it, it is a group of individuals with common characteristics or interests living in close association. Now, take that into consideration and apply it to Hollywood. Most people in Hollywood or in the music sector, they are in close proximity. They are pretty much affiliated with one another, and they share common interests and characteristics, because we know what goes on behind closed doors within Hollywood and within this music sector. If you want fame and if you want status, there are certain things you have to agree to, and there are certain things you have to participate in. So when you understand that, you can clearly see that that within itself is a colony that they have established within Hollywood. Hollywood is its own colony. And here you have Beyonce, who has been erected as a queen over a lot of people. Beyonce is held to a very great magnitude. And so when you understand this, you can see clearly, again, that correlation that is being made between her and the queen bee. Also, keep in mind, when it is time for the queen bee to be dethroned, for whatever reasons, the worker bees want her to be dethroned, they will all come together and they will remove her. There is a reason why Beyonce was given this title of queen bee. There's a reason why this was part of her image. God wanted me to make the connection so I could fully understand what Beyonce's fate will be soon. You guys, a lot of these artists, a lot of these celebrities that have been put on these pedestals to be worshiped as gods and to be looked upon as idols, God is removing them one by one. And we should not be surprised by what we're seeing taking place in Hollywood, because Hollywood has been a cesspool. It has been so much evil taking place, and God is cleaning house, literally. Another thing that I forgot to mention in this dream was it showed me having very long hair. And for whatever reason, I knew that I did not want Beyonce to see my hair, because I knew that she would be upset if she saw that my hair was long and she would try to harm it. I, at the time, didn't fully understand why that part was also made known to me until I remembered that she did come out with her own hair product line. When I first heard about Beyonce's new hair product line a few months ago, what I instantly felt was this was not something that women should use. I felt like it was an attack on women's hair. I can't tell you why I felt that way. It was just something I picked up in my spirit, that it was actually going to do the opposite of what people was expecting for her hair product line to do for their hair. I just felt like it was an attack on women's hair. And what's also very fascinating to me is when you look at how she played on the word sacred, when you look at the actual spelling of the word sacred, it means connected with God or dedicated to a religious purpose. But she used C in place to kind of play on her name. And that within itself shows that it was a backwards way of saying that she wants y'all to refer to her or to, look upon her as being a god herself. So it was very crafty in how she flipped the spelling of the word, but it was meant to be used to uphold her in a godlike status. And you look at this important piece in the dream of me not wanting her to see my hair because I knew she would harm it. It made so much sense why that was shown as well, because it was again tying into her product line. Overall, you guys, I just again really feel strongly that God is saying something here, and He's letting us know that Beyonce is about to be dethroned. You can take it to the Lord in prayer, but I just wanted to come on here and just make sure I shared this with you all. Again, I dreamt this on June 4th of 2024, and there has definitely been a lot of dreams I've had of her over the years, but this one I would say was very interesting by far. If I receive anything else, I will definitely let you all know.